What's good, egoists? We are back with another chapter review with Blue Lock chapter 354. We've been waiting for this. I love how we got straight to it. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's ready. Even the creator of the dang manga, because you see, we go straight into it. We go from that wonderful speech from Martin Luther Isagi Yoichi, and now we're getting straight into this chapter. So let's get straight into it, y'all. So starting from the beginning of it, we see again, you know what I'm saying? Let me know how y'all feel about this in the comments too. But we get pretty much, the scene is set. It's the day of the game. Remember, the last chapter was 24 hours. Today's the big day. You know what I'm saying? Japan came to show up and show out. They're repping. You know what I'm saying? I see people with their Rin jerseys and their Asagi's Yoichi jerseys on. People is not playing. They're here to support, and they're expecting a win, as they should, right? So we see good weather. Everything's set. So now there's like no excuse. I love it, because in a way it's like it's on y'all. The pressure's on. The crowd's here. Roaring probably louder than they, you know what I'm saying, some stuff. You already know how it goes. It's on a whole different level. The scene is set, but what are they going to do with that set scene? That's the question. This is where Blue Lock's test really begins, right? So we get into the locker room and we see Ego, who literally says everything's been set. He's like, all the work has been complete. He's like, everything's been, rewired. Y'all worked on ego. Y'all made sure y'all are on top of your game. Everything's been set. We've worked our things that we need to work out. So now it's on y'all to just perform it. And he said something really interesting, which really, I'm pretty sure lit a fire in the whole Blue Lock as a team in general's mindset. He said, your successes are your own. But he said, your failures are mine. He says, don't go in there worried about anything. He's like, don't freeze up. Don't hesitate because you're scared or thinking you might not be good enough. He said, leave all that on me. He says, don't have any fear. Trust in the process. And only then, if that fails, then, you know what I'm saying? He says, still blame it on me. Don't blame it on yourself. Keep playing the game. Do what you guys need to do. If you do so, you're going to win. So he's giving them the blueprint. He's telling them to put all their anxiety on him, put all their worry on him, put all their fear on him, throw it out the window. The time is now. You know what I'm saying? So he's saying it's time for everyone to get ready to perform and show up and show out, right? So it's very interesting. I definitely lit a fire. Not as much as Asagi's speech the other day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that already got them in the mindset of now they're in unison. Even Asagi, as we see, we'll go straight into it, what Asagi was talking about as well. How Asagi was showing how, like I talked about again in the last, go watch my last review, literally how we were talking about how Asagi set that team up and he gave them the Dark Horse perspective and everything so that he would be the center of that team again, right? Because remember, his whole premise of when the problem with the game with France was how was he going to be the new star of the team, the new surrounding member, when his style is so based off of there being someone, at least one person better than him, and then him trying to devour them, and then he keeps adjusting, and he keeps getting more stronger and stronger and stronger until he's on par, if not stronger than his opponent that's across from him on the field. But now his test is, okay, now this team is centered around you. You're not really competing. He's competing with himself in a way now, right? He has to figure out now how to maneuver his ego so he can still score. And this is what he was pretty much going through when his calibrations right as they're about to walk out, which is dope because we get to see his mindset going into this game. We already know some crazy stuff's about to happen in this game. But I love it because now we're seeing a development in Asagi's ego. This is what he needs to do, right? This is what's going to take him to the next level. This is a tower that he has to skim over in order to be considered the best of the best. So this is very important. And we see how they took out Rin, as we already know he's benched. So it's around Shido. The team is centered around Asagi, but I'm saying Shido's, one of the main arsenals on the team at this moment. So the way they play and how they play with Ren is going to be two whole different things. So I'm intrigued to see how that's going to play a part too. Is it going to help it? It's going to make it easier? Is it going to hinder it? You know what I'm saying? Especially with we're seeing a new Asagi. So I want to see how all these things are going to mesh together on this field in a second in terms of mind states and just play styles and just drive and hunger. Maybe the drive and hunger is what's going to link them up. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see some stuff. And of course, I'm excited to see England. This is the birthplace of soccer. And we already know my boy Teddy Knight going crazy. I still think he was probably, the way he's talking, I think he's up there, but the way he was talking, he seemed like he was nothing on the team. So I'm expecting these England players to be on some other stuff too. So, it's going to be a showdown, man. It's going to be a showdown. Yeah, sure. It's going to be a nice little showdown in the West. Come on. In England. But let me know what you guys think in the comments about that too. What is your predictions on what do you guys think? Do you think Asagi's going to be able to sync up right away? Think it's going to take a little minute? Remember, we understand that he had one encounter already and he was talking to Ego about the deity of soccer. And he was saying how he feels like this is a test for for him, as far as Asagi, as far as can he become the world's best and be a representation for that deity of soccer, right? Because This is a big problem. Big problem. He has to come over because he's so used to the ego he had before got him up to the premise of now being considered one of the best. But now to maintain that spot and to live in it and to thrive in it, his ego has to evolve because it's no longer about the people around him. It's about how he's going to drive himself to be in the position where he can score goals at will. So I really think this is interesting. And it was a good chapter. Pretty short, not really too short. It was just, of course you gotta hype it up, and it was the intro and everything. But I definitely think it was a pretty good chapter. I love how we got into Sagi's mindset so deeply right before the match. This is very, very important stuff, as we're gonna see it reflect in the field when he's out there. I definitely think, though, we already know a lot of stuff is going to happen in this game. Do I think he's going to be able to sync up right away? I think it's going to take a little second. I think he has to recognize and consider and come up with his plan of how exactly his ego's going to change. How exactly is he going to coordinate with his teammates when, now they understand they're on this goal that they're going to devour everyone. But what does that look like within a team play style, and how do they coordinate with each other within that, right? So I definitely think some egos are going to be clashing. I'm intrigued to see some chemical reactions of the egos as well, right? So it should be really interesting how it all works out. I do think that eventually Asaga's going to get it. We're going to see some crazy stuff. If I had to give one type of theory of just something that I myself always kind of wondered and what I wanted to see if Asagi could do, is I think kind of, with that the ego he had before of always just trying to he's always trying to outdo someone else. You know what I'm saying? I think if he can reflect on himself and he can figure out a way to score and then consecutively try to pretty much make himself be his own enemy and be his own person that he needs to devour. If he keeps devouring himself over and over and over every single play, then I think he could technically become virtually impossible, or closest to it, right? As we see his development continue. But I definitely think it is possible that if Asagi can figure out a way to where, even though, regardless of the opponents, regardless of his teammates, if he can find a way that he's still devouring and he still has that aim set goal of that enemy or that person that he needs to overcome being himself, then virtually his level ups and his evolution will never cease, because he'll always be there. You know what I'm saying? He won't need to worry about a strong opponent. He won't need to worry about these settings or conditions. He won't need to worry about being in a tough spot, so then he can activate and do all that. If he can figure out a way to do it just off of himself and off of his own play and off of his own development every single time that they get the ball, I think he'll be Gucci. So we'll see how this works. Let me know if you agree with that theory. Let me know if you have any of your own theories. I would love to hear them. But I think this is probably going to wrap up this video. Kind of a short one, but it's just the intro. You know what I'm saying? We're segueing right in. Can't wait for next week. You know what I'm saying? So we can get into the actual gameplay, and we'll have a lot more to break down. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing if they can really show up and show out against England. I know England's going to have something in their back pocket, but we got Ren in our back pocket too. We want Ren to play as well. So both teams have something in their back pocket. And I really want to see if Isaga can confirm what he told Ren. You know what I'm saying? We gonna show up and show out in a way that, or I don't know what his strategy is that as well. Let me know what you all think about that as well. How is the strategy of Ren supposed to come in? You know what I'm saying? So I'm intrigued to see that. I want to see if Ren, how Asagi and Shido match up. And you know what I'm saying? If they can just destroy the team enough to where the team has to be fully serious, takes out all their intangibles, and then if Asagi can be like, hey, we need Ren or something, you know what I'm saying? Something. So I'm intrigued to see how Ren's going to come into the gameplay and how all that's going to show up and show out. But I definitely think England is holding on to some key dynamite players that we are not ready for. Well, I don't think not ready for, but it's just going to be a shocker. You know, there's going to be a little bit of a shocker. But, you know, this team's lit and everyone's fired up and ready to show up and do what they need to do. So, perfect scene for some ego massacres, right? So, thank you if you stayed to the end of this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate every one of you as we just continue on this journey together. And we continue just reading Blue Lock together, continue scheming and figuring out and seeing if we can anticipate what's going to come next. What type of things are we looking forward to just in the terms of the development of Asagi, in terms of development of Ren, in terms of development of even the other team of Teddy Knight, right? I still think potentially in this game, with the high level anticipation, that we're seeing and we're looking forward to, I definitely think a development in Teddy Knight is going to happen as well. So, more words on that as well. I will see y'all soon. God willing. Peace.